You don't want to be mediocre. You want to live an extraordinary life. You want to live out your wildest dreams. You want to retire your parents, travel the world, and you have natural gifts and talents. And when you step into your highest version of yourself, when you step into your best version of yourself, where you exude your natural gifts and talents at the highest capacity that you were born to, you are doing others a hell of a lot more service, and you're making the world a way better place than if you were to judge and criticize yourself into thinking that you're not as good as you really are. And if there is a version of yourself that is the best in what you do, why not tap into her? What's up? What's going on? My name is Sabrina and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You space, we teach creatives, dreamers, and entrepreneurs how to train their minds to make their daydreams their real daily lives. If you're looking for a full transformation, feel free to check out our online group coaching program, Unleash Your Life, or one-on-one private mentorship. You can book a call and apply below. And if you want to get into our free 5-day mind training bootcamp, you can do that with the link below, and let's get into it. The first thing I want to touch on with being the best of the best is that you need to be operating at a higher frequency. To be an authority, to be a leader, to be an expert, to be the top artist, it's an energetic frequency. It's the way that you portray yourself. And so you have to have the identity of someone who is the best of the best. Okay, you have to have that identity. You have to walk like her, talk like her, feel like her, live like her, have her habits, wake up at the same time as her, go to bed at the same time as her, read the books that she would be reading. And it's at this specific energetic frequency that you're going to get these ideas, these ways of being that is going to position you into being the best. And so I want you to think about this version of yourself, because she exists, this version of yourself who is the best of the best, who is the expert, who is the top artist, whatever it is in your specific profession, industry, craft. And I want you to see where the gap is. I want you to see, what am I doing right now that doesn't embody that? What are the habits that I have right now that she doesn't have? Am I mindlessly scrolling on my phone and she doesn't? Am I complaining about certain circumstances and she doesn't? I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to stop doing? A lot of people really try to focus on like, what do I need to do? I really want you to focus on first is, what do you need to not do? What do you need to stop doing? And take away the things that are leaking your energy. Take away the things that are keeping you identified with a lower vibrational frequency version of yourself. And then when you have that all figured out of what you need to stop doing, what you need to take away, then we can focus on, what is this version of myself doing that I'm not? And what do I need to start doing? Is she making content differently? Is she showing up for her clients differently? Is she speaking differently? Is she styling her clothes differently? Is she showing her personality more? Where is that gap between that version of yourself and who you are now? And let's work to close that gap. You need to take on her identity, her mindset, because your performance of your work, of your craft, of your art that you are creating in this world, your performance plays out from your state of mind. So if you have a state of mind of you're not good enough, you're doubting yourself, what do you think the performance of your work is going to look like as a reflection of that? Rather than if you were to own it, if you were training your mind to work up that confidence in yourself, to work up that self-belief in yourself, because that's your responsibility to do that, you're going to show up in a completely different way. Your performance is going to be scaled up. And a lot of times you'll notice with these high performance people, with these high performance things, they go the extra mile. They put the detail into things. They do extra research to make sure that all their T's are crossed and I's are dotted. And this isn't necessarily about doing more than it is just being good at what you do. And that's why in my group coaching program, Unleash Your Life, we make things like an experience, because I want my students to not only taught the things and do the practices, I want them to have the full on experience, right? It's in that detail, because I am saying this is going to be the best mindset program in the market. It's inevitable for the members, for the students inside of Unleash Your Life to begin to see tangible external results and success in their lives from being inside the program, from training their mind. Because of how I have it set up, laid out, it's very well thought out, it's very detailed, yet simplified and easy for my students to go through. And this is how I want you to feel about your craft, your profession, your work, and say, yes, I feel confident to say that this is the best of the best. Having that identity. And to pair with this, the second thing that I want to touch on is If you've been working on this, if you've been working on your confidence for a while, you're probably in the forefront of your mind that you are great in what you do. But if you see this gap in yourself, that you're good, but not the best, right? And you want to show up as that version of yourself. You want to be the leader in your authority. You want to show up in this energy. You want to have this status because it feels authentic and right to you. There is a reason that there's a gap in that. So let's ask yourself, what limiting beliefs might you be holding on to? Because your limiting beliefs cause you to play small. Your limiting beliefs say, I'm not good enough. I need to be in the field 10 years in order to be labeled as the authority. I need to know everything about everything. And just to be clear, in order to be the best in what you do, in order to be the leader, the authority, the top artist, it's not about doing the most or knowing the most. There are some very, very intelligent people who know so much that don't have this status. This status really, again, comes from your internal state, comes from your identity and the beliefs that you have about yourself. And I want you to ask yourself, what beliefs might I be holding on to that are holding me back from stepping into my power, from stepping into the energy that I want to be in order to make the biggest impact? And to help you hone in on what limiting beliefs might be holding you back, I want to ask you a few questions. The first one, is there anything that you are not doing or implementing because you're afraid to? Creating certain content, creating certain songs, coming out with something that's a little more edgy, right? Is there something that you feel called to do that you're not because you're afraid to? And the second question to help conjure the pot and see what is going on inside your mind is, what bad thing happens when I become the leading authority of my industry or when I become the top artist? What bad thing happens? And I just want you to notice what comes up. Because when our subconscious minds see any kind of danger in our dream life, our bodies are constantly working in this survival mechanismed way to keep us safe, to keep us alive. And if it has some sort of negative correlation with where you want to go, it's going to do what it can to avoid going in that direction. It's going to make sure that you're not consistent. It's going to make sure you don't show up confidently. It's going to put those doubts in your mind so that you don't show up in that state to create those results, because your mind thinks there's danger there. And when we work to uncover these subconscious limiting beliefs, disprove them, which I just recorded a video of 3 guaranteed ways to rid yourself of limiting beliefs. You can check that out if you want. And when we work through these limiting beliefs and we shift our beliefs into supportive ones, then our body naturally leans towards it. We have that natural motivation. It becomes really easy to create our goals and desires. So see what's holding you back. And the third thing that's really going to make a huge difference in the way that you show up is to constantly remind yourself of this new you. If you want to be the pioneer in your industry, if you want to be making new discoveries, making new research, ranking the top artist or music producer, whatever it is that you do, in order to change your identity, in order to change your beliefs, right? This ties everything together. Your mind needs that repetition. It needs that constant reminder in order to fully rewire itself. You can't just do these practices once, write it down on paper and say, oh, okay, this is the new identity that I'm going to operate out of, and then go about your life, because our minds have these automatic gears that are already turning within us. And the second we take our conscious focus off of this thing, our automatic behaviors are going to come back up. Our automatic beliefs and feelings and thoughts are going to come back up. And this is why I put all of my students inside of Unleash Your Life on a mind training plan. This is typically having some kind of mind training practice 3 times a day, in the morning, afternoon, and evening. This can be a visualization meditation. It can be saying your affirmations. It can be a self-talk rampage. I have a video talking about different tools to train your mind you can check out to give you more ideas of what practices you can implement. Because when we start constantly reminding ourselves that we are this person, we are the best in what we do, not because we know the most or we do the most. No, just because that is who we are. You are unique in yourself. You are the only you, and that is your power. And you are the best in what you do because you are you. Everybody is made in our unique forms, and nobody can say things in the way that you do. Nobody can sing things in the way that you do. You are the best in what you do because you are you. And when you really work to program that in and really know and step into your power and your confidence of the impact that you can make on the world through you just being yourself and exuding your natural gifts and talents, you are able to show up in this way and make a much bigger impact, make the world a much better place, and be the best of the best. And we all want that for you. If you got to this point of the video, leave a star in the comment section below as a stamp to show that you are going to start practicing this work. Please give the video a thumbs up to help the channel. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified every time I post a new one. Share this video with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.